Stewardship means like a good, like hardworking person. Like you put in the work and you treat your animals right and give them what they need to have like a happy, healthy life.
SK Herefords is located on the Niagara Escarpment on the Atlantic Migratory Waterfowl Flyway near the Iroquois National Wildlife Refuge near Medina, New York. Meet Phil Kepler, Don Kepler, and the S in S&K, David Schubel. Along with the Kepler's daughter Alana and husband Zach Welker, the operation is comprised of approximately 250 brood cows and 150 young stock on an 1,100-acre farm.
We founded SK Herefords in 1996. At that time, we had a shared vision of what we wanted to accomplish. We wanted to create a genetically based cow herd that was functional and sensitive to what we were about. And we soon learned that that wasn't a goal, but an ongoing saga. And we've continued ever since.
I'm a fifth-generation farmer. We manage a little over 1,000 acres of land. And I like that term because it's a holistic approach. We manage our woodlots to be in transitional cover for different stages of growth, so there's different sets of wildlife.
Stewardship at SK Herefords is a lot more than taking care of the animals. The environment is key.
We do a lot of conservation by putting fields aside that birds may be hatching in, waiting and delaying harvest. We've worked with the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service to fence off the Oak Orchard Creek so the cattle don't erode the creek banks.
We will delay harvesting a field to let the songbirds fledge out, and if we see a big group of birds in that field, we will stay away from it until they fledge out. And we leave a block of hay. It is not just a 2-acre strip. It'll be a 20-acre field that we will delay harvesting to let the birds fledge out and get going. We set aside as much as 50 acres in a year for the songbirds. And we also have a patch of milkweed, 5 acres of milkweed that are for the monarch butterflies.
We also have 113 acres in the wetlands that is available to the birds and the wildlife. That's a very unique asset of this farm.
Hand in hand with stewardship is conserving the land for generations to come.
Our soils are brand new in our area. They're only 12,000 years old. The glaciers came through and deposited some wonderful nutrients. The problem is that the soils are very erodible, and so we've realized every time you see a river in the springtime and it looks like thick chocolate milk running by, it makes me sick because everything that's going down through our streams and rivers. So we've made it a mission here to try and hold everything in place. So we've been no-till farming for the last 40 years. We get more insect activity in our soils, from the dung beetles to the earthworms. It is a very symbiotic relationship. When you walk out in our fields in the spring and summertime, instead of walking on something that feels like a blacktop or concrete, it's like you're walking on a sponge. It is the coolest feeling, and to see all the wormholes in the soil surface layer, that's just like, woohoo, we got things working.
Rotational grazing is another key to environmental success at SK Herefords.
Rotational grazing is fencing off your farm or your fields in smaller lots so that the cattle don't go in and waste it. And so you graze them for a short period of time and then take them out. And so that they've gleaned what they need for their nutritional requirements, but they've left the young shoots in that, and they haven't trampled everything down, or they haven't, damaged the hayfield in any way. So then you just keep moving them around. And so then you come back to that first field and it's all grown up because you've allowed those plants to come back. We've been doing it for 40 years.
Diversity is another asset at SK.
We've diversified over the years. We used to be a grain and hay farmer with some cattle, and then we've continued to expand the cattle industry. And economics always dictate what's going on, and so It's been a struggle. SK Herefords has really battled economically, and we finally feel we've hit our niche with doing direct marketing of our beef through farmers markets.
SK directly markets their beef to the consumer at farmers markets in the western New York area. Consumers want to be closer to their food source today, and they want to know how their food is produced. And consumers have questions about their food.
More than anything else, there's an overriding concern by the consumer nowadays. Where did my food come from? How was it handled in getting there? And we're able to answer all those questions because we're a vertically integrated operation, so we literally do everything from start to finish.
And we explain to them how they're bred, born, and raised here and fed homegrown feeds. And they're talking to the farmer. They go to the supermarket, and there's not a farmer there. I'm the guy. And that is so great, and we make a wonderful bond of friendship with these folks.
Consumers also want to know about how the animals are treated. They want to know if SK Herefords are happy.
We think we raise happy cattle because they are in their natural environment. They are on a grassland field with their babies, grazing, and they never seem more happy to me than when I see them out there in the middle of summer. They're just, munching away. There's a cowbird on their back.
If I was an SK Hereford, my life would be pretty easy, I would say. Some of our girls are pretty spoiled. I'd be one of those. I'd be one of Dad's queens. Get fed and just lounge around, walk around, graze.
SK Herefords is a beef quality assurance certified operation.
BQA certified is a philosophy, lifestyle. It's sponsored by our Beef Industry Council, which is every time an animal sold, $1 is collected, and it's part of our checkoff dollar. And it helps all producers to handle animals in a safe, humane way, and it's a standard so that you don't deviate from it. It gives you a great guideline, and it helps the whole industry ensure that we have a safe, healthy, wholesome food product. We are proud to be a BQA certified farm.
The most special thing about SK Herefords is we truly are a family operation, and just getting to work with your wife every day, and getting to really know and build a relationship with your mother and father-in-law, and we're a big team, and I think that's one of the biggest assets to the operation.
One of the things that we realize in life, the most important thing is people. Equipment breaks, that can go away. Floods come, hailstorms come, snowstorms, but the most important thing that we have are people, and the people that we meet in our lives, and the resources. So that's our #1 goal and priority at SK Herefords.